What is going on, guys? 21 Maxwell here, and we now have episode number 52 of the TNA TW series. I've took a couple of weeks off from my booking, just get a couple of plans sorted inside my head as we try and go from the success it was, Hardcore Justice, and now as we kick on to first off Victory Road, and eventually in a few months' time we eventually get to Bound for Glory, and we need to have a awesome show for that. So tonight's show, we've got 4 pre-show segments. We have 13 segments, and this week's show is going to be booked in the Ocean Centre in the southeast region even, which is in Daytona Beach, Florida. So hopefully, we've been on a roll with a good couple of shows. We get the B minus for Hardcore Justice, a couple of Bs, B minuses, poor C plus there, nearly a month ago, but I'm confident we can get something good here. It's a short build up to the next pay-per-view, the Victory Road, so hopefully we can get these feuds kicking off and get a match card sorted as soon as possible. So without further ado, guys, let's go straight on with some TNA Impact Wrestling. So our pre-show is just a couple of matches. I thought there's a lot of big names we weren't using on the show, so we may as well put them in matches, try and elevate some talents. So in a good match, we had good action and average heat. EC3 and Rhett Zatis defeat Kenny King and Magnus in 10:52 when EC3 defeated Kenny King by pinfall with a headlock driver. This got a 56 C-. Basically, this is the last show I can use Kenny King and Magnus for, so I thought let's job them out. I was going to try and bury them, but they weren't for having it, and I thought there may be a chance to bring them back in the future. We'll just not completely bury them. So a good victory for the face team there, and EC3 is improving his flying skills, so a good opener. And then next up was just a kind of knockouts match to basically debut Hikaru Shida, I believe that's how it's pronounced. She's debuted her underdog gimmick that got an initial 100 rating, so she could be the future of the knockouts division. The other two were a bit hesitant to put her over, but it's solid in-ring action. There wasn't much of heat, but she defeats Madison Rayne, Velvet Sky in 10 minutes and 3 seconds when she defeated Madison Rayne by submission with a rolling Boston Crab. I got a 42D. As expected, cause she isn't over. These are knockouts with low momentum, but it's going to take time. That's why she's on the pre-show and she's improving her rumble skills. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Austin Aries defeated Redman in 10:39 with a brainbuster. Obviously it's a lower mid-carder against their main eventer, but I thought it's a good chance for Redman to get some skills up, so a 67 C+ is good. Austin Aries had a great performance, but no worker improvements. God damn it, Redman, you were meant to get some stats up here. And the final pre-show match in front of the 7,193 attendance here. And about the feature, great action and average heat, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion Chris Hero defeats Eddie Edwards in 9:36 by pinfall with a death blow and 81B. Again, just one of these matches to get Eddie Edwards a bit more overness from it, to get him some working improvements and hopefully get him up to the level of Chris Hero so we can have a feud with them maybe down the line. It could be an option. Chris Hero's improving his performance skills, but that's a good match for the champion who's only really got an in-ring segment. So, that's the pre-show done. As he finishes his match, Chris Hero will stay in the ring to open the show. And here we go. Chris Hero and Austin Aries are in the ring and are squaring off, unhappy about something. The argument soon turns physical, with the chaos spilling out all around ringside. Eventually a number of officials and other wrestlers have to hit the ring to pull them apart before they kill each other. They get a 73 B-. Basically, Aries is unhappy that Chris Hero managed to cheat his way at the pay-per-view against him and Samoa Joe, and he wants revenge. He wants another title shot. So they've started arguing about that match. And the match had some good action and average heat. Mickie James defeated Amazing Kong in 8:33 by pinfall with a quick roll-up. 64C for her. So that's good. The knockout storyline continues. Any worker improvements? Kong's improving her performance skills. Basically a matchup that makes Mickie James look strong, could put her forward as a knockout contender. Robbie E is in the ring along with Jesse. Jesse announces that he has made his decision. He will not be joining up with Robbie E. Robbie E looks angry as Jesse leaves. Jesse hinted at a face turn, but I get little reaction. The fans recognise it's not a strong suit. It's a 51D+. Basically, I've got nothing for either wrestler, so I'm going to pair up the bro men again, but we're going to try them as a face tag team. I don't know how it will work. Previously down the line, when I've done heel face turns, I've not built them up, so for once I'm actually going to build this one up. So That's why it says he's hinted, and we'll see what happens, but that'll be a couple more shows before he turns face. Are you sure you wish to continue if it complete the turn? Yes, we'll give it a bit longer. In a match that had some good action, but not much in the way of the heat, Ryder defeated Robbie in 8:48 by pinfall with a Rough Rider. I guess 62C. Brooke did some good stuff at ringside. Basically, Robbie is going to continually get frustrated losing to both members of the Long Island Loudmouths before Jesse goes, do you know what? I'm going to help my friend and we are going to reunite the bro men. No worker improvement, so that's a good solid mid-card match. I'm happy with that. Jacob Goodnight and Bobby Roode came out for an interview, challenging Bobby Lashley and a partner of Bobby Lashley's choosing to a tag team match tonight. So basically Lashley lost to Kane, or Jacob Goodnight, at the pay-per-view. Bobby Roode was unsuccessful, but they're going to take the frustration out of Bobby Lashley. We're going to see his mystery, in quotation marks, mystery. Tag team partner tonight, 82, and Bobby Roode is improving his acting, so that's good. In a match had some good action and average heat, Team 3D and the Hardys defeat Morrison, Eddie Kingston and the Model Citizens in 14:41 when Bully Ray defeated Eddie Kingston with a Bully Bomb. Jeff Rose now switched to an Antichrist of Pro Wrestling gimmick, we get initial 87, so that's decent. 3D versus New Blood has advanced for this storyline, and good stuff with the commentary team. Basically, it's now going to be Team 3D squaring up against the Hardys. Because they're both face tag teams, they're going to work together. Just have respect for each other before they'll go at it at the pay-per-view, and there's a good chance that Alexa Morrison and Eddie Kingston on the card, so it's 61C. Technical skills improving for Morrison, Rumble skills for Eddie Kingston, and Jeff Rose improving his performance skills, so that's a win-win all round. I'm quite happy with that. And the match had some good action and average heat. Adam Cole defeats Manic in 7:30 with a Florida Key, 65C, just a basic squash match just to get Cole on the show and just to set him up for a future promo. I don't know why that promo's not next, I've made a bit of a booking error there. Kurt Angle books a 4-way match for tonight anyway between RVD, Christopher Daniels, Doug Williams and Samoa Joe. Kurt Angle came across well, but it'll only get a 53C-. That's already booked in. Here we go, the Adam Cole's segment. Adam Cole's backstage with AJ Styles. He asked to be given a chance to wrestle DDP in a singles match for the title. It's the other way about. It should be Adam Cole requesting a match off of DDP for AJ Styles, but that rematch between AJ and Adam Cole is going to take place next week for the Central title, and that is a 78B. So I kind of get away with that mistake there because of AJ's overness, but that is what it is. Then David Richards and Eddie Edwards are backstage, an argument breaks out and they start brawling with each other. A host of road agents and staff have to pull them apart. Basically just another fight or feud between these two guys just to get a bit more heat into the feud. 62C, no worker improvements, but we'll have to get the both of them a bit of momentum somehow down the line. And then that X Division match. In the match had some good action and average heat. Rob Van Dam defeated Christopher Daniels, Doug Williams and Samoa Joe in 15:58 when RVD defeated Doug Williams with a 5-stars frog splash. 65C, apparently it's not for the title because Joe was over the weight restrictions. Fair enough, you know, I can understand that. I still gave me a good match with the 4 guys, I'm happy with that. We'll get some worker improvements, Joe in technical and performance, even better. It's a shame that they'll give RVD a title defence, but still, good match, happy with that. Matt Striker is backstage with CM Punk and Bobby Lashley talking about their upcoming match. So the mystery partner is shock horror CM Punk. And there's a 72B-. Matt Striker underperformed, CM Punk was fantastic. Same with every interview segment. And about that featured great action and a good crowd. Bobby Lashley and CM Punk defeat Jacob Goodnight and Bobby Roode in 15:48 when Bobby Lashley defeated Bobby Roode by pinfall with a Dominator. Keeps both feuds going. Bobby Roode improving performance and rumble skills, CM Punk's improving performance skills. The 76B- is good. And the negatives is just for them holding back and having a burnt out crowd, but you can deal with that. And that means the show finishes with a 75B-, so just the usual standard show there. It's letting us build up some younger talents, but also using some talents that are stuck in mid-card and also having a lot of really good main eventers, and that increased our show popularity in 16 regions. So hopefully we're that one step closer to getting to national. It's been a hell of a long journey. but I hope we're getting that wee bit closer, and hopefully the fact that we can now count on the likes of Kane, we can count on the likes of AJ Styles coming in a couple of times, we've got RVD back, hopefully these star power that these guys bring can hopefully put us up a wee bit. So let's see what it says. Impact, it's drawing a lot of praise. Anything else there? Aiden English is going to stay with the WWE. Anything else remotely about the WWE there? Momentum's went down again to 75, but Prestige is up. And the email says a lot of our TV negotiations have been rejected. ROH have offered new contracts or better contracts to Brett Major and Bobby Roode, so I need to offer them contracts to make sure we don't lose them. And we're a 5-7-8, so we're just down for last week, but only just, so I'll keep the emails there because I need to offer the contracts at one point. So in terms of size, we're floating at a lot of 60s, now we're really so close. Southeast is up to 66, so that's over the line. So we've got 1, 2 over now, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are just under it. So we really just have to work on the likes of the Great Lakes and the Northwest, just try to push them over 60 and then get them into over 65. Any trends yet? Still no trend, which is amazing because I've been playing this save for over a year in game. So as I say, the pay-per-view is scheduled for the 4 weeks of build. That's alright then. Didn't realise I'd changed it. I got a lot more build then. I get 4 weeks to build this up then, that's not too bad. And then that gives me 3 weeks to get turning points sorted, and then 5 weeks for Bound for Glory, so I'm happy with that. So guys, that's it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully we can continue to get the momentum going and get on the road to Victory Road. And hopefully we take the right turn there on our way to Bound for Glory. So this is 21 Maxwell. Thanks for tuning in guys, and I'll speak to you again real soon. Bye bye.